My name is Evelyn. I always thought I had a pretty normal life. I grew up in a small town with my loving dad, a quiet life, and big dreams. My mom passed away when I was little, so my dad was my whole world. I never imagined that one day, I'd fall deeply in love with the one man he hated more than anyone on earth. And the worst part? I had no idea who he really was. Until it was almost too late. Hello and welcome. Thank you for your continued support. Please stay with me as I share the story of my life, one that's filled with real experiences, lessons, and emotions. If anything in my story speaks to you, feel free to leave a comment, share your advice, or simply comment your name so I can simply give you a shout out in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's take this journey together. Let me take you back to how it all started. I met Marcus at a business conference in Austin. He was tall, well-spoken, and had this quiet confidence that pulled me in. He worked in real estate, just like me. We clicked instantly. 3 weeks later, we were dating. 3 months in, I moved in with him. By month 6, he asked me to marry him. And I said yes. The moment I told my dad I was engaged to Marcus, he went pale. Like ghost pale. He didn't even ask who Marcus was at first. He just asked one thing. What's his last name, Evelyn? I said, it's Blake. Marcus Blake. And my father. He got up, left the room, and slammed the door. He wouldn't speak to me for weeks. When I asked him why, he said, that man carries blood on his hands. And you wouldn't understand. 2 weeks before the wedding, I went to see my aunt, my dad's younger sister. She looked nervous when I mentioned Marcus. Evelyn, she said, I need to tell you something your father won't. But promise me you'll stay calm. I nodded. She sighed. 30 years ago, your father was betrayed. By his business partner, Charles Blake. That man ruined your father's life. Took everything from him. The company. The home. Even their childhood friendship. Marcus Blake, she continued, is Charles Blake's only son. That night, I couldn't sleep. I looked at Marcus lying next to me, and suddenly saw a stranger. Could he have known? Was he using me for revenge? Or was it all a terrible coincidence? I packed a bag at 2 a.m. I was ready to leave, but something held me back. I needed answers. I waited until Marcus left for work. Then I searched his office. In the bottom drawer, I found a folder. It had old pictures, one of my dad and Charles, smiling as young men. Another of Charles in a courtroom. And then, a note. Handwritten. To my son Marcus, never blame Evelyn for what happened between me and her father. If you ever find her, love her for who she is. Not for the past we couldn't fix. It was signed. Charles Blake. Dated 2 years ago, the year he died. That night, I sat Marcus down. I showed him the pictures. The letter. He didn't deny anything. Yes, he said. Your father and my dad had a past. A bitter one. But I didn't know who you were at first. And when I found out, I didn't care. I loved you. I still do. I was crying. Angry. Confused. Why didn't you tell me? I asked. Because I was afraid I'd lose you, and you were the only good thing I had. I needed to hear my father's side again. I went to his house. He was silent for a long time. Then finally, he said, Charles and I built something great. But then the money came in. Greed, jealousy. I accused him of stealing. He accused me of betrayal. We lost it all. He looked at me, tired. But the truth is, I never proved he stole anything. I just couldn't stand the idea that he moved on without me. My father refused to come to the wedding. I walked down the aisle alone, but I felt Marcus' hands tremble when I reached him. We said our vows. And in the back of my mind, I still hoped my dad would show up. He didn't. Not that day. But fate has its own way of healing. A year passed. One afternoon, Marcus and I got a call. A fire had broken out near my father's farm. We rushed there. Marcus didn't hesitate. He jumped into the smoke with a hose and helped the firemen save my father's barn and the livestock inside. When it was over, my dad sat beside him on the porch, coughing but smiling. "You saved everything," he said quietly. Marcus shrugged. "I just did what any son would do." 3 months later, my father invited us over for dinner. For the first time, he hugged Marcus. Not just a handshake. A full, honest hug. I was pregnant by then. And when I told my dad, he cried. "You broke a curse," he said. "You didn't just marry a man, you helped me let go of 30 years of hate." Now I sit here, holding my newborn son, David Marcus Blake. He's the bridge between two enemies, now family. I still can't believe I married my father's worst enemy. But life has a strange way of bringing healing through love. Because love, real love, doesn't care about the past. It writes its own future. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time with me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next inspiring life story. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment with your thoughts or advice. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.